We begin in the United States of America and its very unique problem, gun violence, a problem which has left the country horrified and at least 31 citizens dead in just a month. Parents, law enforcement officers, actors and even school children are sharing impassioned pleas to reform the nation's gun laws. The House Oversight and Reform Committee is holding a public hearing to address the gun violence epidemic. The panel has put victims at front and center to describe the horrifying incidents to the lawmakers. And the most compelling testimony has come from a fourth grader, Mia Cirillo, a girl who smeared herself with a slain friend's blood to play dead. She did this during the mass shooting in the Uvalde Elementary School in Texas. The 11-year-old is still grappling with nightmares and the trauma of the incident. She was asked a few questions in a pre-recorded testimony, and this is what she had to say.
If there was something that you want people to know about that day and about you, right? Or things that you want different, what would it be?
To have security.
Do you feel safe at school? Why not?
Because I don't want it to happen again.
And you think it's going to happen again?
Let's talk more about this. WION correspondent Susan Tehran is joining us live from New York. Susan, good to see you. Listening to some of these testimonies from kids is quite compelling. Guardians and even parents are still pondering over whether to take children back to school because they say schools are not safe. Susan, what more do we know about the investigations on the Uvalde school shooting?
You know, Uvalde is a curious case because there had been so many different stories initially coming out of what really happened in Uvalde, and investigation is still ongoing right now about the series of events and how that shooter got into the school regarding school safety, law enforcement response, whether or not they responded in accurate timing, how children were calling 911, and so on and so forth. Uvalde is a different and curious case, and as we learn more about what happened in Uvalde and just the fact that we don't know exactly how the stories unfolded so many days after really indicates that so much needs to be done regarding this problem. And when you hear about these first-hand accounts, really for the first time having a hearing on Capitol Hill, that such a young witness had to take a stand and talk about her traumatic experience, you realize that perhaps a solution is closer than we think. And she mentions school safety. School safety is actually an issue that's bipartisan when it comes to trying to find a solution to this problem right now. It's beyond that sort of gun control issue that's very hyper-partisan.
Susan, yesterday New York Governor Kathy Hochul signed a law that raises the age to own a semi-automatic weapon to 21. Her action has been met with different reactions. What are New Yorkers saying, and is raising the age to own a weapon really necessary or even enough?
Right, these are semi-automatic rifles. Most crimes happen with a pistol on the one hand. On the other hand, this is a lawful gun ownership. Any New Yorker will tell you just to obtain a gun license is almost impossible in New York, let alone getting a gun. There's a lot of paperwork, and then getting the license takes almost a year, if not longer. And then, to get a gun, New York already has very hyper-strict gun laws. This was sort of playing and hyping already strict gun laws in New York. Kathy Hochul thought that she had to, quote unquote, do something, so she decided to raise this age limit on lawful gun ownership. The criticism that she's facing is many lawmakers, even from her own party, are saying, even Mayor Eric Adams is saying that we have to get unlawful guns off the street. states, and that has been the main problem, which are in the hands of criminal. And again, any New Yorker will tell you getting those guns is probably very, very easier than obtaining, a lawful gun license. You can get that probably in a matter of days, if not hours.
We'll have to end it there. Thank you very much. Susan Teherani reporting live from New York. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.